Good afternoon and welcome to Life with Alice. We're going to be talking with Alice about some of her early life. And the main thing we wanted to talk about today was how you met Bob at White Sands Proving Ground. Would you like to tell us about that, Alice?
Oh, I would like to, yes. I arrived at White Sands Proving Ground on a certain day in September, and the next thing I knew, I went to the day after I arrived there, I went to a square dance at the Non-Commissioned Officers Club, and a young fellow in the Army uniform, many of the people there were in Army uniforms, came up to me and offered me a cigarette.
What year was this?
1951.
Okay.
I graduated from Smith College in June or something like that. And then I went on a bicycle trip in Europe with the American Youth Hostels. And then I went to White Sands Proving Ground. I was a GS5. And then I went to this Non-Commissioned Officers Club square dance, and this fellow offered me a cigarette.
Was it Bob?
It was Bob Smith.
So that was the first time you had just arrived, really?
Yes, I had just arrived. I didn't know my way around at all. But,
and he had been there for a while?
Well, he was drafted into the U.S. Army maybe in February that previous year, and then I came out in September to work for the Ballistic Research Lab, and so we were working on the same kind of thing, rockets, and that's when I met him the next day. And then somebody in his office said, "Oh, there's a girl you've got to meet. She works with my wife." And he said, "I've already met her."
Oh, how funny.
It was funny.
So that was 1951. And let's see, you got married in 1954, right?
53, I
53,
think.
Oh yeah, that's right, 53.
Yep.
So it was only a couple of years later.
Yeah.
And then did Bob get out of the service?
He was promoted up through the ranks to become Sergeant Smith.
Mm-hmm.
And then he got out in January. And we were married in February.
Okay.
February 23rd. Or maybe it was the 21st. I think it was the 21st of February. We had so many anniversaries then. We had our non-smoking anniversary, which we were very proud of, because we both quit smoking that year.
Huh. And so how long did you plan your honeymoon trip to Europe?
We planned to be there we were hoping to get the GI Bill, but we couldn't because it was not an American university. We went to Heidelberg University. And I hadn't had much German, so I had to be in the Dolmetscher Institute and study German with Herr Wichmann.
Interesting.
Yes.
So how long did you stay in Heidelberg?
Well, we were going to stay there for 2 years, but then we finished, we started in March, I guess, and we got our little vacation. The semester ended in the end of July, and we went and bought some bicycles in England, and then we started bicycling around England and Wales and Ireland and Scotland, and then we went to, we decided we would go to Iceland, and we had our choice of staying either a long weekend or 2 weeks, and we decided we would stay for a long weekend. And after that,
Did you fly to Reykjavik, or?
no, we took a boat, an Icelandic boat, and that
From
was
England?
from Leith, yes,
Leith? Oh.
in Scotland.
Scotland, huh?
And then we took a trip up to Akureyri in Iceland, and we got a puffin there.
Oh, Mr. Grimsey, I remember him.
Mr. Grimsey, we had to wake up the man who had the shop because it was Sunday, and so we got the puffin. He opened up for us, and we bought the puffin.
Interesting.
And sadly enough, we went back to Reykjavik, and we had, for dinner, we had stewed puffin.
Oh my gosh.
We also ate pony, which made me very sad. They were such cute little ponies, miniature ponies.
Oh dear. Well, let's move on to another happier adventure. So where did you go after that? Did you take a ferry back to Leith? Or?
No. We decided we wanted to go to Denmark, Copenhagen, so we took the Dronning Alexandrine, which was a little Danish ship, and I was seasick the whole time. It was terrible. I couldn't keep any food down, but we got finally to Copenhagen, and we got ourselves a nice room with Mrs. Nielsen, and she eventually let us use her kitchen. And there was an Iranian man with his son who stayed there also, and he couldn't stand the Danish food. It was too rich for him, so we both cooked our food in Mrs. Nielsen's kitchen.
And let's see, this was maybe in the late fall or winter
Yes,
of
that's just when we
63?
spent the fall in Copenhagen.
in Copenhagen.
And then we moved on. We went to Norway. I had a friend from Smith named Mia Tigason, and she invited us over for dinner, and we met the wife of who's the Kon-Tiki, the man who wrote Kon-Tiki?
Thor Heyerdahl.
Thor Heyerdahl. We met Liv Heyerdahl. They were divorced by then, but we had dinner with Liv Heyerdahl.
Fun.
And Mia and some other friends, a guy who played the banjo, and he'd been in prison camp with the Germans. Anyway, then we went skiing, and we had only downhill skiing equipment, and there wasn't much downhill there. They did a lot of cross country, so we did cross country with our downhill equipment, which was not exactly the easiest thing in the
No,
world.
that's pretty heavy.
We had fun though, and that's where we met Laust. Laust, whose last name escapes me. But he had been in the United States, in Casper, Wyoming. He played the piano very well, and he loved rags, so he would play rags on his piano. And he took a fancy to a girl who was also up there in the Norwegian ski resort. Her name was Gunhild, and He called her the beautiful long-legged girl. And he married her.
Wow. When you were there?
No,
Oh,
later.
later.
Later, yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So, how did you stay there in Norway for?
No, we just stayed for a couple of weeks, long enough to go skiing and get acquainted with Laust and Gunhild and some of the others, and to see a little of Norway. We stayed at a temperance hotel in Oslo, and we broke the rules.
Oh no.
I know, it was awful when I think about it.
Did you still have your bicycles at this point?
Yes, we did. I don't know where we left them. Oh, I know, we left them. No, I don't know where we left them.
Okay.
We brought them back to the United States.
Now I remember them. So I remember they were Raleigh 4-speeds or
That's
3-speeds.
right.
Yeah.
They were nice bicycles.
They were. So when did you get down to Spain?
Well,
That was later, right?
yeah, we were on the train in Sweden, and we were talking and thinking, we don't want to spend 2 years in Germany. We want to see more of Europe than just staying in Germany the whole time. So we, let's see, Bob went down and got our stuff. I think we left it all with Mrs. Nielsen, maybe. And then we went to some places in Sweden. We stayed with a guy we'd met at Heidelberg University named Rune Sandstrom. And I don't know, we went all over Sweden, and then we went to, I don't know, we went and got a car in Paris.
Oh.
I know that.
Well, was it a Duchevaux or?
No, it was a beautiful Citroën limousine. It was
Oh, it's like a day.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I have pictures of it. It was gray, and it was really a nice car.
Nice.
But we got that because we had plans for Grandma and Grandpa Murray to come over and travel with us a little bit.
Oh.
So we went back to Heidelberg, and then what did we do? I don't know.
Now this is less than 10 years after World War II. So was it pretty much? I mean, was it pretty obvious still that there had been a war?
Well,
in some places, or was it?
Yes, but Germany made an astounding recovery, but we still had to conserve water, and I don't know, we were a little bit conscious of there having been a war.
So let's see. So are we now at the beginning of 1954 when you were in Sweden, or?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, we stayed in a nice student place in Sweden, and we were able to cook, and we had some of the Swedish students over for dinner. They loved the Swiss steak we made.
Did most people speak English, or did you have to?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Swedes. We went to classes to learn Swedish, but we had a teacher who didn't speak English, but he spoke German.